So the nominations for the Golden Globes 2018 have been officially released, and what I want to do in this video is I'm going to go through each category that the Golden Globes will be awarding for and tell you personally who I think should win and who I personally would like to win versus who I think actually will win. I know this is a concept that a lot of people on YouTube use, but I think it's a concept that works really well, and in the way I think of things, this is the way I would do it. So I don't think I'm going to have any cuts in this. I'm not going to do it, I'm not going to overly edit this video. It's just going to be purely me talking to the camera because I feel like that's just like the way I want to do this. So let's just start off from the top. I've got it on my phone here, so if you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at. So this is going to be starting off with the Best Picture in the Drama category, and the nominations are Black Panther, BlacKkKlansman, Bohemian Rhapsody, If Beale Street Could Talk, and A Star Is Born. So obviously a big talking point here is Black Panther being the first comic book movie to be nominated for Best Picture at the Golden Globes. Whether this will continue into Oscars, we'll have to see. But the fact that Black Panther got nominated for Best Picture is very, very admirable, I think. And I like Black Panther. I like it quite a lot. I think the third act is a bit weak, but I do enjoy it. BlacKkKlansman. I love BlacKkKlansman. I think that's a fantastic movie. Bohemian Rhapsody, not exactly the best. That's probably the biggest surprise for me. I thought Bohemian Rhapsody was good. It was decent, but I don't think it's like, I don't think it's at the same caliber as the rest of some of these films. If Beale Street Could Talk, I'm very excited about. I haven't seen it yet. And then A Star Is Born is obviously my second favorite movie of the year now, just under Green Book. So I think that, that's a very strong category. In terms of who I'd like to see win, I would like to see Black Panther win, just purely for the comic book thing. I would like to see that happen. But as a personal sort of thing, obviously I would love to see A Star Is Born win, and I think it will win. I think A Star Is Born will take this category. It would be nice to see BlacKkKlansman win as well, just 'cause I really want to see that movie get some more love. But yeah, for me, I think A Star Is Born should win, and I think it will win. Now, moving over to Best Actress in a Motion Picture Drama, we have Glenn Close for The Wife, Lady Gaga for A Star Is Born, Nicole Kidman for Destroyer, Melissa McCarthy for Can You Ever Forgive Me, and Rosamund Pike for A Private War. Very nice to see Rosamund Pike in there. I didn't expect that, but I think that's a nice choice. I think that Lady Gaga is the obvious choice here. I mean, if you're telling me the Golden Globes don't want Lady Gaga on stage performing, you're just wrong. They are not going to pass up on that opportunity. And I think Lady Gaga, she should win. I mean, in some of these, like, I haven't seen The Wife. I haven't seen Destroyer. It's not out here yet. I haven't seen Can You Ever Forgive Me. It's also not out here yet. But I think it's a really cool category there. I think Nicole Kidman is pretty much equally as, awarding to, or deserving to have this award. But yeah, I think Lady Gaga, I think she deserves it. I think she was fantastic in A Star Is Born, and I think she will win because, again, I think it's just going to be, in terms of the spectacle and the actual show itself, it'll be good to have Lady Gaga up on stage performing. Now we have Best Actor in a Motion Picture Drama. This is Bradley Cooper for A Star Is Born, Willem Dafoe for At Eternity's Gate, Lucas Hedges for Boy Erased, Rami Malek for Bohemian Rhapsody, and John David Washington for BlacKkKlansman. I don't really know. I don't think there's a massive lock here. Again, kind of like what I said about Best Motion Picture Drama, I would love to see John David Washington take this for BlacKkKlansman. I think that, BlacKkKlansman is excellent. I thought he was amazing in it. Also, Bradley Cooper, I think, is incredible in A Star Is Born. Rami Malek is obviously very publicized as, obviously, Freddie Mercury. I haven't seen At Eternity's Gate. I haven't seen Boy Erased. It's not out here yet. In terms of who I think will win and who I think should win, I think Bradley Cooper should win, but I think Rami Malek will win. I just think due to the spectacle, the show, they could really have something cool with Rami Malek, and I think they'll do that. And I think Rami Malek is equally as deserving, to be honest. And again, personally, I would love to see John David Washington take it, just because I don't think he really gets enough love for that movie. I thought he was excellent in that, so I would like to see that happen. But yeah, I think Rami Malek is going to take that. Now, Best Motion Picture, Musical or Comedy. It's very interesting that Bohemian Rhapsody and A Star Is Born both made it into drama, and they both went for drama, but not musical or comedy. I find that very interesting. But the nominations are Crazy Rich Asians, The Favourite, Green Book, Mary Poppins Returns, and Vice. Loving seeing Crazy Rich Asians in there. I think that's a great movie. I loved that. So seeing that in there is awesome. The Favourite, I'm very excited about. I haven't seen that yet. Green Book, I saw this week. Obviously, that is my favourite film of the year. Mary Poppins is out next week here in the UK. And Vice doesn't come out till the 25th of January, or maybe it's the 15th of January, so Vice is still a little way off. Vice is also leading the Golden Globes. It's got 6 nominations, so it's the one with the most amount of nominations. So you're going to see Vice pop up a little bit on this list. In terms of who should win, Green Book should definitely win. I think Green Book is an absolutely outstanding movie. I would like to see Crazy Rich Asians win, again, just for the idea of it. But yeah, I think Green Book is definitely the most deserving, and I think Green Book will win. I think Green Book is just a tremendous movie, just on all levels. So now moving over to Best Actress in a musical or comedy, we have Emily Blunt for Mary Poppins Returns, Olivia Colman for The Favourite, Elsie Fisher for 8th Grade, Charlize Theron for Tully, and Constance Wu for Crazy Rich Asians. Charlize Theron is actually really underrated in this category because Tully is a movie I thought was absolutely fantastic. Not a lot of people saw it, but it was a really awesome little movie that really had a mind-blowing twist at the end that I didn't expect at all. And it was a really good movie, really funny as well. So I think Charlize Theron is really, I would love to see her get this, just to give that performance and that movie some recognition. Again, I can't really speak for Mary Poppins Returns. I haven't seen it. Can't really speak for 8th Grade. I haven't seen it. The Favourite, the same thing. All these movies aren't out yet. It is really nice though to see Elsie Fisher get nominated. Obviously, being so young, it's really nice to get because she's up here with Olivia Colman. That's quite a statement. And speaking of Olivia Colman, she's a esteemed actress at this point. I'm a big fan of Olivia Colman. I've always been a big fan. Even back, if you're from Britain, you'll know her from Peep Show and things like that. She was excellent on that, and just seeing how she's evolved as an actress. She's obviously going to be on The Crown next season. She's got a massive following behind her, and I would love to see her win this. And also Constance Wu, really nice to see her on there. I think this is a really nice, well-rounded list. So who should win? I reckon probably Olivia Colman should win, and I reckon she will. I think that's a pretty easy one to go for. I would like to see Elsie Fisher win, just again because she is really young, and I would love to see Charlize Theron take it as well because I love that movie. But I think Olivia Colman's got that one in the bag. The Golden Globe seems to be quite a big fan of her. Now, Best Actor in a Musical or Comedy, we have Christian Bale for Vice, Lin-Manuel Miranda for Mary Poppins Returns, Viggo Mortensen for Green Book, Robert Redford for The Old Man and the Gun, and John C. Reilly for Stan and Ollie. Now, Vice, Mary Poppins Returns, The Old Man and the Gun, and Stan and Ollie I haven't seen. I've only seen Green Book. Christian Bale is obviously an incredible actor. We all know this. But I think he's a bit more in Oscar territory than he actually is for a Golden Globe. I think he's a bit bigger than that, so I think he might be able to push this. Viggo Mortensen totally deserves it. I think he was incredible in Green Book. John C. Reilly is really underrated, actually. He started in Hollywood as a bit more of a funny guy, but he's a really good actor, and I'm seeing Stan and Ollie in 2 weeks, so I'm really excited about that. Robert Redford, again, esteemed actor. The Old Man and the Gun comes out today as of filming this, so I'm definitely going to go catch that within the next few days. So in terms of who I think should win, I think Viggo Mortensen should win for Green Book because I think he's absolutely masterful in that movie. But I think Robert Redford could take it. But equally, I think Lin-Manuel Miranda, given the fact he started out on Hamilton and transitioned into movies and is already being nominated for Golden Globes, that's something that's going to pull at the attention. So I feel like Lin-Manuel Miranda is equally as deserving and also equally as as an opportunity to win. Now, Best Actress in a Supporting Role in any motion picture, so there's no category here. Amy Adams for Vice, Claire Foy for First Man, Regina King for If Beale Street Could Talk, Emma Stone and Rachel Weisz for The Favourite. So, Amy Adams is an interesting one when it comes to the award season. She always gets nominated, but she never wins. Claire Foy, the Golden Globes are quite a big fan of her, and she was excellent in First Man. And then I haven't seen If Beale Street Could Talk or The Favourite yet. But I mean, Emma Stone is obviously pretty esteemed in this, especially after the Golden Globes last year. And then Rachel Weisz is fantastic in everything I've ever seen her in. So I feel like there's quite an interesting category here. I really don't know who's going to take this. In terms of who should win, I mean, it's hard for me to say this because obviously I haven't seen a lot of the movies on this list. The only one I've seen is First Man. But I feel like maybe Regina King, I think If Beale Street Could Talk is really going to be a great film. Even if it's not making as big of waves as I think we all thought it would, it's still a pretty great looking film, and I feel like she could take it. In terms of who will win, probably Emma Stone. I think Emma Stone will probably take that. Now, in regards to Best Actor in a Supporting Role, I think you've got Mahershala Ali for Green Book, Timothée Chalamet for Beautiful Boy, Adam Driver for Black Klansman, Richard E. Grant for Can You Ever Forgive Me, and Sam Rockwell for Vice. Sam Rockwell obviously did very well last year thanks to 3 Billboards. I think that's a definite potential choice there. That's a potential slot we have going on there. I think that could definitely be something that we could definitely see coming. Then we also have like Adam Driver for Black Klansman. He was absolutely incredible in that movie, just like John David Washington was. Obviously Timothy Chalamet, he's a big award favourite. In terms of who will and who should win, I think Mahershala Ali should win because I think he was fantastic in Green Book. I know I fanboy over Green Book quite a lot, but I really love that movie. It is my favourite of the year after all. In terms of who will win, I think it's between Chalamet and Rockwell, just because, again, Rockwell did very well and Chalamet is a favourite, so I honestly don't know who will win this. I want Mahershala Ali to take this, but I really don't know. I think it's between Chalamet and Rockwell. I think it's got to be between them. And then we have Best Motion Picture in the Animated category, which is The Incredibles 2, Isle of Dogs, Mirai, which is a anime film, or not an anime film, but a Japanese animated film, Ralph Breaks the Internet, and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I'm actually seeing Spider-Verse tonight as I'm recording this. I'm going to go see it in a couple hours' time, which I'm very excited about. So I've seen The Incredibles 2, I've seen Isle of Dogs. I loved Isle of Dogs. I think that movie, got nowhere near enough attention that it deserved. Incredibles 2 is a really good movie, but I don't know if it's going to make the same waves, because I feel like it's not maybe as good as some people say it is. Personally, I really loved it, but I just, I feel like it was lacking something. It wasn't quite what the first one was. Now, in terms of who should win, who will win, I think Spider-Verse, just based on what I've heard about it, it should win, but obviously I'll get back to you on that. You can see my review up in a few days, because I'm going to be seeing it tonight, like I say. I think it should win. In terms of who will win, I think Spider-Verse has the potential, but I feel like Incredibles 2 will take it just because it's Pixar, and they always do win, so I feel like it will be them. Although maybe the Golden Globes might be kind to them this year and actually wait, because they know The Incredibles 2 will win the Oscar, so, I don't know. I think maybe The Incredibles 2 might be a bit more of a safe choice. I would like to see Isle of Dogs get it as well, because I think that movie, I think Wes Anderson did an incredible job with that. But I think Spider-Verse should win, and hopefully it will win. Now, Best Motion Picture in Foreign Language, I can't really speak for any of this because I don't even know what half of these movies are, and I know that's really naive of me, but we've got Capernaum, I think that's how you pronounce it, Girl, Never Look Away, Roma, and Shoplifters. The only one I've heard of is Roma and Shoplifters. I think Roma probably should win and probably will win, just because it's kind of the one that's got the most, Roma is in like the best picture overall, sort of conversation for a lot of people, and because of that alone, I'm going to say it's pretty up there. Now, Best Director for a Motion Picture, we have Bradley Cooper for A Star Is Born, Alfonso Cuarón for Roma. We also have Peter Farrelly for Green Book, Spike Lee for Black Klansman, and Adam McKay for Vice. I really think that Alfonso Cuarón will be an interesting one, given the conversation surrounding Roma in general. Surprisingly, I actually don't think Peter Farrelly should win this for Green Book. As much as I love Green Book, I just don't think that his direction was particularly outstanding. I think that movie, it's well directed, but it's not anything outstanding. I would like to see Spike Lee win, just because I think Black Klansman is a really well directed film. But my personal choice of who should win, I think, is Bradley Cooper for A Star Is Born. For his directorial debut, I think he did an absolutely masterful job. But in terms of who will win, I think Adam McKay could be the front runner here, just because of how many nominations Vice has got. So he could be the front runner there, although I think Bradley Cooper is probably the most deserving. Best Screenplay for Motion Picture, we have Alfonso Cuarón for Roma, Deborah Davis and Tony McNamara for The Favourite, Barry Jenkins for If Beale Street Could Talk, Adam McKay for Vice, and then Peter Farrelly, Nick Vallelonga, and Brian Curry for Green Book. In terms of who should win, I definitely think Green Book should win this, just because, again, I love that story. I think it's such a fantastic story. In terms of who will win, I think Deborah Davis and Tony McNamara for The Favourite will probably take this, purely for the talent involved. I think that's something that the Golden Globes will like to push, and I feel like that's what they will push. I think Barry Jenkins is in the conversation, given the fact that it's Barry Jenkins, but I think that The Favourite is going to be a real favourite among award contenders. So I really feel like, I think Deborah Davis and Tony McNamara will take that for The Favourite. Now, Best Original Score, Motion Picture, we have Marco Beltrami for A Quiet Place, Alexandra Desplat for Isle of Dogs, Ludwig Göransson for Black Panther, Justin Hurwitz for First Man, and Mark Shaman for Mary Poppins Returns. In terms of who should win, I think Ludwig Göransson for Black Panther should definitely win this. Black Panther's score is incredible. it's just so modern but so classic African at the same time. I think all the music in that, I still listen to it to this day. I think the Black Panther score is one of the best Marvel scores and one of the best scores of the year, quite frankly. I was so I've been rooting for this. Like, even though I've always said that I think Black Panther is a bit overrated when it comes to award season talk, I don't really feel like it's deserving of Best Picture. I think the things that it should get nominated for is its music, and I think that's a really good choice. So in terms of who should win, I think Black Panther, and I wouldn't be surprised if it did win. I honestly wouldn't be surprised by that. Although I think Justin Hurwitz for First Man is a very good choice as well. And then finally we have Best Original Song. We have All the Stars for Black Panther, Girl in the Movies for Dumpling, Requiem for a Private War in A Private War, Revelation in Boy Erased, and Shallow for A Star is Born. In terms of who should win, I don't know. I really don't know. I think All the Stars for Black Panther is excellent because, again, just like the score, I think the soundtrack for Black Panther is amazing. But I do love Shallow. I do love Shallow. So I think Shallow should win, and I think it will win just because, kind of like what I said about Lady Gaga earlier, there's no way the Golden Globes are passing up an opportunity to have Lady Gaga on stage performing this song. There's no way that they are going to do that. So I think Shallow should win, and I think it will win, and do not be surprised if we see Lady Gaga and potentially Bradley Cooper on stage performing this on stage, because I think that's a high possibility. So that is everybody in the Golden Globes. That's all the categories. That's who I think should win and will win. Let me know who you think should win and who will win in all the categories in the comment section down below. And as always, guys, if you want to see more movie reviews and any kind of videos like this from me, be sure to subscribe.